Because we cannot control what's going to happen, and because we're all going to die, it's actually very helpful to let go of importance, to let go of the commitment to things going your way, to not be so uptight. There's room for this in all of our lives. Part of the appeal of being a child was the lack of responsibility, but part of the problem with it was the lack of power. As we grow older, we may take on power and responsibility where we're now upset that we have so much power and responsibility and things are so heavy. Things matter so much, and making mistakes is so serious. Not making the right choices leads to regret and fear of missing out. So, that is itself a kind of prison. If things are so important and we're so uptight and we're taking things so seriously, we've lost the sense of play, lost the sense of enjoyment, lost the sense that life is a gift that's given to us. And we start thinking that life is like a curse that's taking things away from us. Life is making demands on us. So this is the Peter Pan story where we don't want to grow up because we know that it's full of pressures and burdens and disappointments and choices where we have to make choices where we don't know the right decision and making a mistake has consequences. That is the position that we are all in. So if the point is to actually do our best, including roll with the punches, then an attitude shift is required from thinking that we're supposed to get our way to thinking that the things that are coming to us are opportunities. The things that are coming to us are invitations. Every obligation or problem is really an opportunity or an invitation for us to engage it, to learn from it. When you look at a problem, it has something to teach you. If you want to learn the problem, if you want to learn the lesson the problem has to teach, then actually your perspective immediately changes because now you're interested in a transactional relationship that you have with this negative event in your life. That's not how we're normally trained to treat problems or ways that we want things to change and grow, but it's absolutely available and it is smart. But what I've learned is that it's helpful to have other people who are on the same page and see problems in the same way because it's easy for me to forget when it's me having the problem that this is actually something that has a lesson to teach me, and it's easier for me to see it when it's someone else who's having the problem. It's also easier for someone else to see when I'm having the problem that it's actually just a lesson for me to learn from if I so choose. That's why having people around you who have with whom you have a kind of trust, where a trust and a confidence and a kind of relationship and communication where you can encourage and push and challenge each other without being annoyed and angry and irritated and impatient with each other. That's so important. And that's, in my experience, the heaven experience of being carried along by others, where they make suggestions, they make recommendations, and I just follow them. Because if it sounds right and feels right and it's coming from someone else who has their shit figured out in life and they have their best interests for me, I just follow the advice that smart people around me give me, and it's worked out very well. So that is a nice heuristic or guideline to follow when you're deciding who to spend time with. Would you take their advice in your life when it wasn't an idea that you came up with? I am surrounded by people. I've surrounded myself with people who, if I'm 50-50 on something and they have a strong opinion on it, I just go with their opinion. Sometimes the opposite of this is if you have a kind of relationship with someone where they have a good idea, and because it was their idea, you reject it. This is not getting the most out of each other, to say the least. That actually is a very sad state of affairs. And if you don't take advice from the people around you, maybe time to inspect either why you're defensive about it or why you don't have the right people around you.